Hello, thank you so much for joining me, and today we're going to be doing crafts with mudlarking find. Right, so we're on to another craft now. Thank you for joining me again. Like I said in the previous craft, it has been a while. It's been about 7 months of me posting crafts, but now I feel like I'm really on the ball with it and we're really getting cracking. Now this one is one that was suggested by a subscriber again. I think it was on the live. I think we'd shown what we'd found, and somebody said, oh, this would be good for that, which is what usually happens. You give me ideas, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, I do read all your comments. Okay, when you come up with ideas, I write them down. Sometimes I remember them and think, oh yes, I'll go back to that one. And sometimes I don't. It's just the way that it happens. It just, whatever craft I'm doing, sometimes I pull upon, more often than not, I pull upon your ideas that you've given me to do a craft. So you might know who you are. I don't know who suggested this one. But right, let me take you down to the video down here. Okay, to the camera down here. Sorry, not the video. Right, so this is what we got. We got this, which we found at Snowy Dump. Actually, I'd looked at it for a few weeks and I kept looking at it, and then, I left it for week after week after week, and then I picked it up. It's a wooden thing. I think we thought it was off a butter churn, something like that, a lid off a butter churn, something similar with had a hole in the middle. Anyway, so we've got that. Probably was from all the similar sort of time, actually. And then we've got this leather strap off a shoe. Very, very simple, just leather. That's the eyelet for the button. Probably would have just gone over the front of a shoe like that. Little leather strap. Okay. Then this circle piece of glass. We weren't sure what it was. Probably, it's not off a clock or anything like that because it's quite dimpled on one side. So possibly we're thinking from a window, from a door, maybe. Either way, we've got that dimpled glass, that round one. Okay. Then I thought, a few accessories, let's try and do something with it. Somebody suggested air plants, so I've got a couple of air plants there. See if we can do something with those. And I just thought a few little bits and pieces. I've got an arm. And as it happens, a video I filmed last week has the exact same arm in it. I think they're both right-handed arms. So I'll be able to put those together. But to show you that I've got two. But yeah, I have just found another one of those. But we're going to use this one in this craft. It's a bit rusty. And a little alley gob. I was just thinking of little finds to use. Okay, so alley gob, that. A little pipe bowl, a little fancy pipe bowl. This is a small one. And I don't know if you remember, I don't know, a couple of months ago now, I found a pipe with the stem was full and it just had that, see that front bit there? It just had that bit on. And for the live, I quickly just put some clay on it and made it into a full pipe. Okay, and then I didn't know I was going to use it for this craft, so I did it for the live. And then the other day I just stuck a bee on it. But I want to paint it all so that the bee looks like it's clay coloured. So it looks like so basically it looks like a fancy pipe. But it isn't, it's just one that I've mended. So I mended that pipe. It just had that bit on there. And I've just put clay around there. Give it a bit of a sand. And then I stuck on that bee. And I'm going to paint it all, hopefully. Similar sort of pipe colour. I'm going to use that as well. Okay, so I've got a few different colours there. Beiges. A few different beige colours there. Buttermilk, that one's called. That's called Pale Stone. And this one is Sand. Okay, so a few different shades. I'm hoping to get the right sort of thing. Okay, newspaper. I've got some newspaper. That was found probably Snowy Dump, I'm going to say. So we're talking 1937, 1938 newspaper there. Then probably gilding flakes, which I haven't picked up yet, so I'll have to find my gilding flakes. So we need the decker patch for the newspaper, and we need the gilding, the metal leaf size, which is gilding glue, for the gilding flakes when I find them, if I need them at all. Okay, so first things first, what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to decker patch in the middle of here first, okay? So we want to get our decker patch glue. Put a little bit in there. Okay. Our papers. You can do it with any sort of thin papers. You can do it with thicker papers as well. It will work, but it's always better done with the thinner papers. Okay, so I only want to go up to the line there. I only want to stick it around there. As per usual, I'm not going to go to the edge. I very rarely go to the edge of things when I paint. I don't know why. In fact, you know what? I might gild the edges anyway. So. Right, so let's get this decker patch glue on. Be generous. Might not have poured enough out there. Right, so let's get sticking these on. Don't forget with decker patch glue, you go over it as well, it acts like a glaze. I'm going to leave that edge there, not glued, because I'll just tear that off when it's all dry. So we've got a neatish sort of edge. Okay. Ooh, that's a nice one with a bit of a boot on. That one's got like jodhpurs on it. That one there. That one's got the corner of a boot on it. Yeah, so just get your papers, just line them up, and away you go. That's got a guitar on it for that. Not that one, just something with a bit more something. Oh, that one, I'll have that one. No, actually I saved that bit. Oops. And that one because it's got a man on it. Very simple, this. You could even use new newspapers, and you could like colour them with coffee or tea bags to give them a bit of age to them so that they look old. Because, you know, let's face it, more than likely no one's going to read it, are they? So yes, perfectly doable with new newspapers. Right, okay. Just make sure I've gone all the way around the edge with the glue. Okay, right. So as you can see, I've deca patched that. I'm not going right to the edge. That bit that hasn't got the glue on, I'll just rub off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my heat gun, I'm going to plug it in, and I'm going to dry that just so that it's nice and fast so we don't have to wait for it. That's thoroughly dried now. Can you see? I think that's a really nice effect on there. So right, what I want to do now is get my knife and I just want to pull off the dry edges. Don't forget, it doesn't have to be super neat. It doesn't have to be super neat. Because I'm gonna gild the edges as it happens. Right, but I just want to pull off the dry newspaper from the edge. It's dry because it's got no glue on it. Okay, I didn't put glue on it. I could have just deca patched to the edge, actually, thinking about it, because now I'm thinking about what I sort of made a rough idea of this craft in my head, but thinking now that I'm doing it, I could have just deca patched to the edge. It wouldn't have made any difference at all. So that probably would have been a bit easier. So if you want to do something like that, I'd just deca patch to the edge because I'm gonna gild. I'm gonna gild this edge. Right, there we go. I've done it now anyway. So, right, we've got our centre sort of done there. I've had to put a mark on my table. There, can you see? I've got to try and not go over that, because if I go over that, look, you can't see it. So, don't forget, I'm getting used to working in this room with these cameras, etc. Okay, so have patience. Right, so we've deca patched that with a little bit of old 1938 newspaper. Then I'm going to, don't forget, I've got a rough idea of what I want to do, but I am sort of making it up as I go along as well. Right, so I want to gild, so let's get a brush and now let's get some gilding glue. So I use this metal leaf size, and that's what you need, is size or gilding glue. Okay. And what you do, because I know people have made this mistake before, you put it on and you leave it to go dry, or you dry it with the heat gun. You don't put it on when it's wet, because when it dries tacky. Tacky enough to hold on to the gilding glue. Okay, to the gilding flakes, sorry. And I'm going to use the same ones I always use, which is the autumn leaves. I have a feeling I should be buying some more of these, but I've stocked up on my E6000. Do you remember I said I didn't have any on the video that I did last time? Sorry, and some tacky glue. So I've stocked up, I've restocked on those. Okay, right, so let's use our gilding glue or our gold size and just want to do the edges, okay? They absolutely do not need to be neat at all. I am hoping that the gilding flakes, oops, sorry, took it out of frame. Sorry, I was watching what I was doing, I wasn't watching that. I am hoping that the gilding flakes won't stick to this. So, if I do dry this with the heat gun, I am going to make sure that it's totally cooled down so that hasn't become sort of a tacky surface. I'm not saying that it will, but it might do. Sorry, I lifted that up then. Right, so I'm gonna try that with the heat gun, and like I say, I'm not going to. I'm going to make sure it's properly cool before I start to gild, because I've just a feeling that might get warm and tacky. I'm not sure. I've dried it and I've let it cool down for a minute, so hopefully all that's sticky is the outside edge. Right, so let's get our little gilding tray. Let's get our gilding flakes. Oops. That's a bit clattery. So I'm just pressing the gilding flakes onto the glue. Okay, you know the score, we've used it a million times. Trying not to get too carried away with the wafting of the gilding flakes because of the computers. Oops, okay. Mick just get a bit worried in case I clog his computers up with gilding flakes, which is very understandable. There we go, give it just a little brush. We can do a proper brush when we've got it all on there. Right, let's use some of these flakes that are on the tray. Let's be frugal if we can. I love the colours of these autumn leaf ones, I really do. It's just beautiful. Autumn leaf colours are for all year round. Right, those are just little bits now, so I'm going to make sure I get some big flakes on there. And it isn't sticking to the paper, which is good. I'd cooled it down. I don't think it would anyway, because it's not tacky. But, you know, it wasn't worth taking the risk, was it? Right, okay. give them a proper brush now. Brush and sort of polish. If you haven't used gilding flakes before, let me tell you, don't be scared. Don't be scared at all. These are fabulous, honestly. I'll show you in a close-up in a second. Let me just get rid of that. If it was all just little bits, oh, wrong thing. If it was all just little bits, I wouldn't put it back in the pot. But there's a few big flakes there. Okay. Put that to one side. 1 second. Right. Cover that up. I'm just going to clean these flakes up as I go because, like I said, I don't want to put them up to the computer, into the fan or anything. With it being little bits of metal. Right, okay. Right, we've cleared that away. Sorry. There we go. And you can see the colours on that. They're just stunning, aren't they? Aren't they beautiful? A real good mix of colours there. How can you not like that? Right, so there we go. We've got our base. We've got our base. Which way should we put it that way? No, put it that way. Have the trousers at the top. Right, okay, what shall we do next? Next, I am going to paint the pipe. Right, next I'm going to paint this pipe. Let's see if we can get it a similar sort of pipe colour. I just need to go and get myself a little dish to put the paints in to mix up. Right, got a little dish now. Remember I say I saved them for my desk? So I've got these two here that I've been using, that I've found. Two little ones there. And then one of these. Very handy. Right. We need a light colour. It needs to be light, doesn't it? So, but it also needs to have tones of whatever. Tones of greys, I think. Beiges. Oh gosh, is that empty? Let me just give it one shake to the side, sorry. No, I think we might have to get that out with a brush. Oh, I like that colour actually. I do like that colour. Right, I think that's going to be our colour. Right, okay. Pop that there. I'm just going to get a mat. 1 second. I don't know where to put it. Oh, it's here. It's here. I haven't put it far away. Clean it a little bit so it's got all it looks dirty. It's actually it's not dirt, it's actually mica powders from the last craft that I did. It's that brown mica powder from the craft before, and if you haven't watched last week's or the last craft I did, please go over and watch it because it really turned out well, really turned out nicely. Right, okay, let's move that to the side a little bit, make sure you can see what we're doing. So I'm just going to paint this pipe. Like I said, I found it. It had that bit on it only, just that front bit and the stem. And I just created, a full pipe out of it. I thought it was a waste. It was a shame, considering it was, almost complete. So let's give it a paint. I'm going to give this bit of a beat of paint first. So, because that's going to take a few coats with it being a totally different colour. Okay. I have done pipes before, painted them, and they look okay. The good thing about using Daz, which is the clay I used for this one, you can sand it. And it's dead cheap, really cheap. I know I got mine for a bargain price, but just normally it's dead cheap. £4 for a big packet. If you're overseas, you might be able to get it, I don't know. But, any sort of white clay that you can sand will do for this. I'm not going to do too much on the stem because that is a good colour already. Just want to first of all get the bowl looking quite uniform. Okay, right, I've done that. I'm going to dry it because I want to give that bowl a second coat and then maybe just add a slight little bit of a colour to it, just a little bit of something. 1 second, let's just get this dry. Okay, let's give that bee another coat. Oh, and inside the pipe I could do that as well. But yeah, let's give that another coat. Got to try and tie it into the pipe as if it's made of clay, like the pipe. Okay. Sorry. The lights are quite bright, so it's quite difficult to see, but you get the idea. Let me just blast it. Okay, so let's see if I can show you that. So I've tried to make it look like, sorry, the lights are very bright. I tried to make it look like it was a bee on the pipe. Okay, right, I do want to add a little bit darker, so I'm going to go for pale stone, I think. Okay, let me give that a bit of a shake. I'm just going to put it in the same pot, doesn't matter. If I can get it out. Let me just find something to poke that with. Okay, I managed to unclog it, and there we go. We've got the stone colour there. I'm going to sort of dry brush it, I think, because I don't want a lot of it. Let me see if I've got a piece of paper I can dry brush it onto. Okay. just because you don't, you know, it just stops it being quite so flat. Gives it a little bit of age. Because the lights are so strong in here, you might not actually be able to see the sort of effect that it's putting on this pipe. Don't really need to concentrate so much on the back. Well, anyway, let me tell you, that has aged it a little bit. You might be able to see, just giving it a little bit of a dirty look. There you go, I think that's done. That's all we need of that. Right, so the pipe's done. Next bit, what shall we do? Bring that in, and I think I'm going to attach this next, okay? And that is going to go on there, like so. You see, I'm just going to attach that on there like that. Okay. I'm going to use, honestly, it's falling to pieces, that thing. It's really so soft. It's so dried out well, though. Has dried out now. So, right, got my E6000, good old strong stuff. This is why I run out of it so fast, because I use it like this, great big massive blobs. Because when this sets, it sets like concrete. It's great stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to pop it on there. I'm just going to glue it in place. Fabulous super glue, that. Okay, right, now I'm going to use my hot glue gun, and then probably off camera, what I will do is I'll use my E6000, because hot glue is great for an instant, sorry, let me go. Hot glue is great for an instant fix, but it's not a fix that will last very long. Okay, so I will blob the stuff on with this, and then probably when it's all finished, I'm going to put this on, just to make sure that everything will not be falling off it. Okay, but for now, for an instant fix, because I can't wait for the E6000 to dry, I'm just going to use, I don't know where my yellow one is, so I've got this little thing here to use. It's not got a very long lead either, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to plug it into, but you know, we'll give it a go. Heat gun is plugged in now, but it only just reaches. Okay, it's a bit of a stretch, but it's only a short wire on this, so it only just reaches over here. So what I'm going to do first of all, just pop that down. I'm going to plan where everything's going to go. So because the bee's on that side, I'm going to put the pipe somewhere like that. Okay, that pipe bowl facing the other way like that. Just for adding something, a bit of interest, the arm and the alley gob. Okay, right, so I think I'm going to attach those, so there and there. Like I say, I'm going to do it with the hot glue now, but when I have properly finished, I'm definitely going to put the E6000 on. Oh, I've got it on the wrong camera, sorry. Sorry. One of my mistakes. I always make them. Here we go. Right, sorry about that. You know what? I was looking at it at the bottom screen thinking, wow, how can you see that? It's so small. Oh, it's late at night, let me tell you. It's about 11 o'clock. Okay, so I've glued the pipe on, which you couldn't see, and I've just laid these other ones on here. So I'm going to glue this one on the back. So sorry about that. So sorry. There, and there like that one. That one. And then the alley gob. On there like so. Right, let me have a look at that. Now you can see it a bit better. Okay, it's just a random collection of things. Should I put some more things on it? I think I might put, let me just find a few more little finds to stick on there. I think it just needs a few more little tiny bits. Just picked a couple of things off the shelf. This like clay bead that I found, just a simple clay. I can't even remember where I found it. I think it's a bead, whatever it is. It's clay, like a bisque bead, and one of these very common red marbles that I'm always finding. Okay. I'm just going to lean that onto the alley gob, like so. And I'm going to put that on there. Sorry, I'm just going to nestle that on a big blob of glue. Oops. Nope. That's just all my craft stuff behind me falling on the floor from the basket, because I tidied up a little bit. I tidied up away a few bits from over here. And now they're all over the floor. Okay, that's standard. Right, okay, we've nearly finished. Now we've got this little metal thing here. Little leather strap here. Oh, you can tell it's late at night. Right, so what I want to do, I want to use that as a hanger for this item. So let me just see how it's going to go. Right, like that. And I'm going to E6000, sorry, that straight on, because it's going to be hanging it. I just need that to be a very strong glue straight away. Sorry, right, put that on it. Right, I know I take things off the screen a lot. I'm just getting used to my crafting area, because it's a different one from last time, even though you can't tell because it's the same mat. It's a different room. Okay, so please have a little bit of patience. Just sticking that on the back. I'm going to get my heat gun on that and I'll come straight back. I just want to make sure that one is properly stuck, because it's a strong glue. I need the strong glue on there because that's going to be taking all the weight of it. So just let me dry that with the heat gun just to give it a little bit of immediate strength. Right, we are on the final stretch now. The strap is glued on. It's got E6000 on it, and I did the edges of the strap with the heat gun. Sorry, with the glue gun as well. So that is well and truly stuck in the middle and stuck at the side. That is not coming off at all, especially as that's glass. Okay, so we want to make sure that that handle is going to support that. I mean, it's not overly heavy because that's really quite light, but you know, buckles and belts and braces and everything rather than just one little thing, one little bit of glue. Okay, right. So now, final bit is to put the air plants in. So I think that one can sit in that little one there, and that one can hopefully sit in that one there. Hang on a second. Never as straightforward as you think, is it? There we go. There we go. Well and truly lodged in there. Right, it's finished. It is done. I thought I'd have to hot glue those in there, but they sit there absolutely fine in the pipe bowls. Right, so there you have it. Let me just move some stuff out of the way. We've done it. Another craft done. And that was a suggestion as we were showing the finds on the live on a Sunday night. Somebody suggested put these together and put air plants on it. And there you go. It's a little hanging thing. I don't know what else to describe it as. A hanging thing. There you go. We've got the pipe with the bee on. Yeah, I rescued that almost full pipe. Got that hand reaching out there to say hello. A little pipe bowl there and a few little doodads there. Decker patched the back and gilded the edges and put that leather shoe strap to hang it from. Okay, so there you have it. Looks a little bit different when I can put it up to the side like that. Oops, that way, so it's upright. There you go. So, oops, try and, there we go. Let's give you a close up of what it looks like. And I hope you agree that it's actually turned out okay. I'm not sure what to call this craft, so goodness knows what's in the description, but there you go. A little vintage looking air plant display holder thing. There you go. Thank you so much for watching. As per usual, I really enjoy reading your comments, and you do give me great ideas, so thank you for that. So please put a comment down below. Any other ideas with the things that I've found? You know what I've found. So you can come up with some great ideas, you usually do. Like I said, subscribers idea, that one, and it's come out beautifully. Thank you so much. Bye.